Okay. This video we're going to talk about the exponential function. Okay. Let's start with the simple one. You know, it's a function that has a x variable at the exponent, like 2 to the power of x. See, the same thing for other function. We give value to x and find y value, and that is the point. You give x to the. So what we do is write. We give value to x, start from -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. And y is equal to 2 to the power of -2. What is going to be? You know, we talk about something that like 4 to the power of -3. What is that? It means 1 to the power of 4 to the power of 3. We write the same thing here, but the exponent is positive. And 1 over 4 over 3. And then what is going to be what's going to be the answer? It means 4 times 4 times 4, 16, 64 is equal to 164. Okay? This is 1 over 64. Now if 4 to the power of 3 is equal to 4 times 4 times 4, 64. So to the power of 2 is going to be 1 over 2 to the power of 2 is equal to 1 over 4 is 1 over 4. And the same thing, y to the 2 to the power of -1 is equal to 1 over 2. If it's 0, 2 to the power of 0 is equal to what? 1. If it's x is 1, y is equal to 2 to the power of 1 is 2. And y to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 2 is going to be 4. So let's draw this. The points are 1 over 4, and this one 1 over 2, and this one, okay, we don't have to. So this point is -2, 1 over 4, 1/4, -1, 1 over 2, and 0 is 1. And if x is 1, y is going to be 2, and if x is 2, y is going to be 4. So let's graph it, because we have the points, now we can graph it. This is -1, -2, -3, and so on. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, this is 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be -2 and 1. -2 and 1/4. 1/4 is going to be here, close to x axis. This is x axis. This is y axis. And this is the first point is going to be this one. The second point, -1, 1/2. 1/2 of this is going to be here. And 0 and 1 is going to be here. x0, y is 1 is going to be here. And then 1 or 2, 1x, 2y is going to be there. And 2, 4, it's going to be here. So we connect these points. It's going to be like this. So, uh, so let's talk about the domain and range. What are the domains? Domains are domain of actually what the value of x can get, and our range is the value of y can get. So from 0, this is going to be going to minus infinity, and this is plus infinity. So the domain is going to be lowest value of x that can get, and highest of x. So at minus infinity to plus infinity. You know, the range of x value, so from here and go from here, this part minus infinity to go to plus infinity. And the range is going to be 0 plus infinity, because it starts from here to there. This is y, the value of y can get. The range is the value of y can get. Is 0, not included 0. Now let's talk about more examples. Like we want to write a more complicated like the same thing, y is equal to 2 to the power x minus 3. Yeah, let's see, let's drive this. See what we do when in transforming from this one to this one, it's easy. And what happens that in this one we say that we find 3 points from this one. 3 points are 3 points of this one. We say minus 1 is what, 1 over 2, right? Yeah. And then the other point x0, y1, and the other point was 1 and 2. 1, 2. See, these are the points. So if we find 3 points, that transported from that, we say x minus 3 is equal to 0. Okay, x is equal to 3. So x is equal to 3. See, for all of these points, we add these x together. 3 plus minus 1 is going to be 2, and y is going to be the same, just x. And 3, 1, 0 plus 3, and 1 plus 3, 4, 2. This is y doesn't change. Now we are going to solve another problem that you can change the y too. So we locate this point. We locate this point. 2. This was 2. 2 half is going to be here, 1 point here. 3, 1. This is 3, and this is 1. It's going to be here, and then 4, 2. 4, 2. And if you find the number that minus, you can find it. So let's see. If we can put, like for example, we find another point, minus 4, minus 5. What's going to be 5 minus 5? X is going to be 2 to the power of minus 8. That's going to be a big number. So it's going to be minus 2. Say minus 2. If it is going to be minus 2, 2 to the power of minus 5. if it's minus 2 to the power of minus 5 is 1 over 32. It's going to be so, it's going to be like this, come and go like this. So let's make it more complicated. Now we say that x minus 2 minus 2. What's going to be? See, we write those points. We shouldn't erase that. See, minus 1 was 1 over 2, and the points 0, 1, and 1, 2. 1, 2. We're talking about this. Let's clear this one. We're going to graph this function. So there are 3 points here. What we do here, we say x minus 3 is equal to 0, x is equal to 3, and y is equal to minus 2. So from 3 and minus 2, we add those to this, to the x value of this. The x value of this minus 1, 0, 1, we add 3 of them, 3 to them. 3 minus 1 is going to be plus 2, 2, and then minus 2 plus 1 over 2 is equal to minus 1.5 is equal to minus 3 over 2. See, minus 2 plus 1 over 2. You know always what to do. You try to make this adding this fraction together. The top and bottom is multiplied by 2, minus 2 times 2, and 1 times 2 is going to be minus 4, 2. And then this is this one. And then plus 1, 2, plus 1 over 2. It's going to be minus 3 over 2. We show it here, minus 3 over 2. So, and then 3 plus 0 is going to be 3, and minus 2 plus 1 is going to be minus 1, and then this one, 3 plus 1 is going to be 4, and then minus 2 is going to be 0. Now let's graph this one. We use another color to see if this. See, okay, we got 2, and this is belong to, the points belong to, this one belong to y is equal to 2 to the power of x, and y, this one is equal to 2 to the power of x minus 3 plus minus 2. Okay, minus 2. So we got 2 minus 1.5, 2, 1.5. So we got x2 minus 0.5 is going to be here, minus 1 point. So this is minus 1, minus 2, minus 1.5 is going to be here. So the first point here. The second point, 3, 1, x3, y minus 1 is going to be here. And then 4 and 0, 4. And then what is going to be look like? Okay. See, at this time, minus 2y minus 2 actually is in just the opposite way of logarithmic function. If we said this is going to be horizontal asymptote, so this is going to be horizontal asymptote. This is going to be minus 2 is going to be horizontal asymptote, and this is going to go this way. It's going to be like this. We shift x3 here, like this one was minus 1, 1, 2, 3, we shifted here, and then minus 2, y is minus 2, we came down to minus 2. Move it to the right and shift it down. 3x, from any point x added 3 points, 3, and y minus 2. So let's find the domain and domain for this one. Domain and range. This is parentheses, you know, it just what is for this one? This is y is equal to 2. Okay, it's just, it doesn't write very well. X is equal to, y is equal to the power of x minus 3 minus 2. See, we don't have to give this time, you know, every time you give value to x and find the y value, and this is transforming it a little bit easier. So what we're going to do, we said the domain of this one, the domain is value of x, and from minus infinity you go to plus infinity, because, you know, here going that way, from here minus infinity to plus infinity, all the value of x. But y is just started from here, which is y is equal to 2. It can be 2 because, you know, it just approaches. So for example, if we give value to x2, 2 minus 1, and it will show finally that y is equal to 2 is the horizontal asymptote of this function. So 2 to plus infinity, not included 2. So this is the way how to transform it, you know, translate it to that function, from this one to this one. Now let's find let's get another one. 1 over 2 to the power of x. See, this time the fraction, this is the number here is fraction here, the fraction to the power of x. So let's find the points. X, y is equal 1 over 2, 1 divided by 2 to the power of x. It means 0.5, okay? This is 0.5. So let's see, if x is, we start from minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. We find all value for y. You give all value x, the value for x minus 2, and then minus 1, 0, 1, 2. We find this one. It's 1 over 2 divided to the power of minus 2. 1 divided by 2 to the power of minus 2. So this is gonna be like we talked about it earlier. 1 to the power of 2 is 1 over 2 times 1 over 2, okay, which is 1 over 4. Or we raise this one to the power of 2, this one to the power of 2, it's going to be 1 over 4. This. And if 1 over 2 to the power of minus 2, what is going to be? What we do, we at the numerator we put 1, and we write the same thing here, except 2 is going to be plus 2. So This is going to be, we know that this is going to be 1 over 4. See, this is 1 over 4, and 1 over it's going to be 4. So this is 4, and y is equal to 1 over 2 to the power minus 1 is to the power minus 1 is equal to 1, 2 to the power of 1, which is 2. 1 over 2 is going to be 2. So this is going to be 2. And if it's 0, any number to y is equal to 1 over 2 to the power of 0 is equal to 1. And if it's 1, y is equal to 1 over 2 to the power of 1 is equal to 1 over 2. And 2, y is equal to 1 over 2 to the power over 2 is going to be 1 over 4. Now let's graph this one. So, see, we have the points now. Now we have the points. What are the points are? The points are minus 2 and 4, minus 1, 2, and 0, 1, 1, 1 over 2, and 2, 1 over 4. Let's see how this look like. So, show it with this. Point A first, the first one, is minus 2, 4. It's going to be point here, the first point, B minus 1, 2 is going to be here. The second point, the point C, this is point A, and B and C is going to be 0 and 1. X is 0, Y is 1. This is this one. And then 1 over 2, it's going to be here, and 2 is going to be 1/4 here, half of this, or 1/4 of the above. So the it's not really, it's getting smaller and smaller. So this is going to be the graph of what? Of what function? This. Say 1 over 2 to the power of x. Y 1 over 2 to the power of x. So it's and find the and A, B, C, D, E, D, E. This point. We connect this point and we get that. Okay, now what is the domain? What is the domain of this one? Domain of this. Because it starts from the lowest point is minus infinity, is going to be to plus infinity. The lowest value to go to the highest value. We can give any value. This is not going to get 0. At infinity maybe, but we don't. It's undefined. Anyway. The range of this function is the value that starts from here. It starts from 0, go up to plus. This is going to be the range. Sometimes you have y is equal to e to the power of x. E is just a number. It's 2.70. Something, it's actually the number. It's just like 1 over 2 is 0.5. This one, E, is equal to 1, 8, 2, and you know, this is just every time a different number. It is a irrational number. Anyway, so actually you do the same thing, but when you graph it, you know, you better do it through the calculator. You know, it's with the same thing, x and y. We give value to x. We give value to x and we find the y value. X, if x is 0, y is going to be what? Y, 1. E to the power of 0 is going to be 1. If it's 1, it's going to 2.7, we say 2.70, round it to just one decimal place, 2.7. Okay, but it was 2.782, we just rounded. And if it's 2, it's going to be, you do it through the calculator here, and the e to the power of 2. 7.9, 7.4 if we round it to 1. So let's graph this one. We have just 3 points here. We can give -1. -1. So 0.37, 0.4. You know, the computer at the, you know how to work with, you put it in the computer. I will show it to you later with this function, how to graph this. And then, okay, so let's graph this one. And it's going to be -1 is 0.4. It's going to be here. And then 2, x2 to the power of 7.4 is going to be, first 1, x is 1, y 2.7, it's 3, 2.7 is going to be here, it's going to be somewhere here. And then it's 2 is 7.4, 5, 6, 7, it's going to be somewhere there. And then we will connect these two, these points. It's going to be like this. This is y e to the power of x. So, and talk about the range too. You know, this is the same. From -infinity, the range for this one is going to be for this one. It's going to be -infinity to plus, and then from 0, the same thing. From 0 to plus infinity is going to be the same thing for y is equal to e to the power of x.